She laid her head down on the thin pillow, and a voice spoke in the darkness.
My, what big ears you have, my child.
All the better to hear you with, Grandmother.
The bed continued creaking as Little Red Hood's body shivered, and she strained to pull the blankets over her shoulders. Again came the voice out of the darkness next to her.
My, what big eyes you have, my child.
All the better to see you with, Grandmother.
And in the darkness, Little Red Hood's eyes did appear large and lustrous. As she turned her head on the pillow, the face next to her stared in wonder, for two pale blue lights flickered deep inside her eyes. Then the voice spoke again.
But dear child, what a big nose you have.
All the better to smell you with, Grandmother.
The sound of a breath inhaled through two large nostrils seemed to stir the bedposts themselves as Little Red Hood snuffed up the odors and scents from the body that lay next to her. The bed now groaned terribly, and even though she held on to the warm covers, they could not cover all of her body. Little Red Hood shuddered, shaking the frame and making the bedposts creak ever more loudly, like the masts of a galleon running before a storm. Then the voice spoke again.
My goodness, child, what a big mouth you have! And such teeth!
Little Red Hood flung aside the bedclothes, only to find the hunter, still clad in his wolfskin cloak. He grinned at first, reveling in his trickery, but his grin soon vanished. Little Red Hood's lips parted to reveal her mouth, full of teeth now grown long and deadly. For the young maid had grown and changed. Her ears were large and pointed. Her eyes glared with an icy blue light. Her nose extended to a long, sharp snout. Her skin had grown a pelt of soft, silky fur, and her arms and legs had transformed into long, terrible limbs tipped with vicious claws that reached out for the hunter. Little Red Hood bared her teeth, razor-edged and hungry, and she howled out,
"What have you done, my grandmother?"
But before she could seize the hunter, he rolled out of the bed and scuttled away like an insect into the darkened corner. Frightened, he jostled Little Red Hood's basket, revealing its bloody contents and spilling them out, drip, drip, dripping onto the cottage floor, staining the rose an even deeper shade of red. The scent of blood and howling wolf-like form seemed to jar the hunter from his fearful stupor, and he grabbed his loaded musket from behind the door, ready to take one of the 3 trophies he had come to the valley to claim.